Check one, check two. Check one, check two.
Let's go! Let's go! Scotia!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day one of the 2024 Football Canada Cup here at Mosaic Stadium in Regina, Saskatchewan. I'm joined by my good friend Olivier Yeti. My name's Chris Hadisbeck. Olivier, day one, game one, beautiful day here in Regina. Looking forward to this.
Oh, the weather is perfect for football. We're sheltered here in Mosaic. It is a sunken bowl, so the wind, doesn't affect the game until the ball is punted extremely high. One of the beauties and I should say beautiful sight as well of this premium stadium, maybe the nicest stadium in the country. It's pretty special for the kids, and yes, the weather is perfect. The crowd is starting to trickle in. It's a really nice morning here in Regina.
It is, as we have our first game of the tournament between Team Nova Scotia and Team Ontario. Looking forward to kicking this one off here in Regina.
Not an easy task today for Team Nova Scotia. Just looking at the warm-ups, Team Ontario looking big, strong, and athletic. They might be one of these very strong teams in tournaments.
Absolutely, yeah. We had a chance to talk to a few of the coaches before. Looking forward to this game, of course, as Nova Scotia is set to kick this one off. Jackson Sparks kicks it away here. Ball caught on the 10-yard line. Has to make one-man miss, has a hole there, hits it, finally brought down right around the 40-yard line. Tackle on the play by number 9, Malachi Coulier-Brooks.
Yeah, that's Matthew Stam out of Guelph coming out with the return. He's one of only 3 returning players to Team Ontario, but he's one of these athletic receivers that we expect will be involved heavily in the game today.
So a good return there for Team Ontario to start this game, as they start their first drive of the day here. Number 10, Riley Chalmers in at quarterback to start this one for Ontario. He'll take the snap. Play action, look to pass complete onto the flats on the right there. And quickly for a short game.
So that's Matthew Stam already getting involved, getting the first touch of the game. A simple play design there on the zone sub type of look, zone shield type of look, whatever you want to call it, getting the ball on the flats to his receiver on a very high percentage throw. Looks like they want to make sure that Stam is part of the game plan early on.
So 2nd and 7, ball on the 43 here. As Chalmers has 3 to his left, 2 to his right. Massimo Ferron-Bird in the backfield with him. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off inside that time. Pressure in the backfield, though, and a good job by the Nova Scotia defense.
Both teams early on here in the first drive of the tournament, they're going to be feeling each other out, seeing what they can do, if they're getting some good O-line push, if there's a front 7 weakness, they'll look into that. And Team Nova Scotia looking good on that first drive, limiting Ontario to only 6 yards out of 2 plays. They have to be happy with that.
Yeah, good job there by that Nova Scotia defense. Number 49, Omari Gray, making a nice play, forcing a punt situation here for Team Ontario.
Team Nova Scotia defensive coordinator, that's Adam Melanson, defensive line coach at Acadia University in Nova Scotia.
Play is whistled in. Nice snap on the play, and it gets a good punt away. Good hang time. That's going to be caught right around the 27-yard line, and he's not going to get any yards there. That's a heck of a punt there by number 88, Zachary Albing.
Yeah, you like the ball placement on that. Anytime you punt the ball out of bounds or just about, you're really limiting the other team's opportunities to making big plays. It's difficult to get a big return. You catch the ball inches from the sideline. Nice location on that punt.
Nova Scotia will start their first drive on the 30-yard line. Jesse Allison in at QB for Nova Scotia to start this one. He'll take the snap, roll out to his right. Good protection, has time to throw. Trying to find a receiver. He'll find one late there, and that was going to fall incomplete. Coverage on the play by number 2, Giacomo Puglisi.
Great pass rush there, trying to contain the quarterback and stop him from rolling out. That D-line from Team Ontario might be a problem. Starting to very good first play with some good penetration in the backfield, making it difficult for the Nova Scotia quarterback.
You'll see, Olivier, to those watching at home on the YouTube live stream, the different hash marks here at Mosaic Stadium. Of course, being that we're at a pro stadium, the CFL hash marks have been narrowed in last year, so it will look a little confusing on the screen, but there are the amateur hash marks on the field as well. As Jesse Allison is in the gun here, some motion there, and that's going to be a time count here on second down.
Team Ontario showing a +1 look or a cover 0 look with multiple defenders on line of scrimmage, essentially saying we're going to bring one more than you can block. So the quarterback, if it's the wrong play call here, he's going to have to audible, change the play. Didn't have enough time to do that, forced Nova Scotia into losing 5 yards there. That's a good play call by Ontario's defense. They want to send some pressure. And it's one of our favorite play calls too on second and long. We like that look, that sticks coverage, cover 0, forcing the offense to get rid of the ball quickly. Good job by Team Ontario.
So now 2nd and 15 for Team Nova Scotia. Jesse Allison takes a snap, looks quickly to his left, has a deep shot there, and that's great coverage on the play by Team Ontario, number 14. That's Cassius Peterson with the coverage.
I'm impressed with Team Ontario's defense right now. Nova Scotia going a bit of a mesh concept. There's nothing in the middle, decides to throw it up on the sidelines, but Ontario's all over it. So, both defenses forcing punt situations here to start this tournament. Jackson Sparks ready to punt this one away. Sorry, Thatcher Manuel ready to punt this one away. We are a little far up here from the booth with the glare of the sun, seeing the numbers. We'll do our best to get the names right. We'll do our best to get the numbers right.
Thatcher gets a good punt away, caught at the 52-yard line. Has some space there once again. He's got that corner, and he's going to hit it. We'll see if he can get tracked from behind. He will not, and that's going to be a Team Ontario touchdown. No flags on the play.
That's Matthew Stam getting nearly 55 yards on the punt return. He's one of the 3 returners, the only returning player on the offensive side of the ball for Team Ontario, and he's making his presence felt early in this tournament.
58-yard punt return touchdown for Matthew Stam. He looked good on that opening kickoff and shows his speed there once again. A good job by Team Ontario special teams.
Team Ontario special teams coordinator, that's Chris Hopkins. Chris Hopkins had played a 5-year career as a center at Mount Allison University. He is now the offensive coordinator at McMaster. Lots of youth sport experience on both of these coaching staffs.
Zachary Auburn gets that extra point away with a great kick, and that will make the score Ontario 7, Nova Scotia 0, with 8 minutes, 41 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Here's one of the big challenges this level. When you've got a province like Ontario, highly populated, and we were looking during the warm-ups, they looked big, strong, and athletic. And when you get into special teams, the ball's kicked, 40 yards away, 50 yards away on kickoffs, that's where I feel like we see the biggest difference in athleticism. When you see a team that is that powerful and strong, it really shows up on a play like a punt or a kickoff. It's hard to hide it on those 50-yard plays.
Yeah, Team Ontario obviously showing their strength on special teams so far starting this game.
We had a chance to chat with Team Ontario head coach Rob Underhill. He mentioned a couple of things. Number one, which I think is super important at this level, 100% continuity on the staff. Every one of the coaching staffs from last year are back this year, and they've even added 2 mentee coaches. I think that's outstanding. And he just said, look, very satisfied with the team. The trials went really well. He thinks he's got one of the deepest receiving cores that he's ever had at this level.
Sorry, Zachary Auburn kicks this one away, caught by number 21, Sam Cohen, and he's not going to go very far there. And Team Nova Scotia is going to start this one at about the 18-yard line.
I'm impressed by the coverage, number 25. That's Paolo Grossi, one of 2 returning players on defense. A defensive back, number 25, coming in, making his impact on kickoff there, really taking care of the blocker and securing the tackle. So
Nova Scotia is going to start their second drive deep in their own end. it'll be interesting to see, Olivier, to see the identities of these offenses. Obviously, game one, everyone's kind of, even though some of the staffs are the same, you might have different styles from the offenses, defenses, and looking forward to seeing the variety of football in this tournament.
Well, absolutely. It's coast to coast. When you look at Team Nova Scotia, their offensive corner, Dave Van Den Hoeven, he's the offensive corner at St. FX University, so you might see something similar in their style.
Allison's pass is complete to number 14, Omoyo Thomas, brought down by number 97, Garrett Scott.
The receiver from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, making a nice play there, getting the first down of the game.
Yeah,
for either team.
Yeah, good job by Allison. Gets a good ball away there. Move the chains.
If you're following at home right now, we can see your comments, so go ahead, let us know where you're watching the game from, who you're cheering on. Keep the chat friendly and fun and exciting. We'll try to interact with you as much as we can.
So Allison's in the gun, takes the snap. He's going to hand this one off this time inside, makes one cut. Not much going there. That Team Ontario D-line stuffing that run right away, led by number 43, Darcy Windsor.
And if you are also on the stats, you are welcome to follow the link that just got posted in the stats. In the YouTube channel. It is going to lead you to live statistics for today's game. So feel free to follow along the statistics as well by clicking on the link that was just shared.
Henry Stanhope, the running back on that carry. As we see Jesse Allison in second and long once again, takes the snap, hands it off to Stanhope inside, and again, not much going on there, and that's going to force another punt here for Nova Scotia.
That's a difficult one on 2nd and 10 to go with the inside zone, given the size of that front seven from Team Ontario. It's not going to be easy to run the ball today for Team Nova Scotia, I don't think.
No, they had success throwing there early in the game. Just a heads up to those watching, we're just having some technical difficulties with the score bug. Might be a few errors at times. We'll do our best to communicate that from our advantage here at Mosaic. As it is 3rd and 8 now for Nova Scotia. They're going to punt this one away. Good snap on the play. Booming punt there, caught at the 47-yard line. He's got room on the left side again, flagged down. There's a seam there. Number 85 with the return. That's Gabriel Hamilton. We'll see what the call is. Might be a no yards.
Gabriel Hamilton, another receiver from Team Ontario, handling punt duties. He's from Assumption College in Brantford, Ontario. Nice return by Gabriel. Clearly, Ontario has a number of athletic receivers, and as their head coach mentioned, the deepest receiving core that they've seen at this level.
First penalty of the day. We'll take this opportunity to announce our officials for today's game. Head ref Lori Tursky, umpire Jim Shepard, down judge Zach Jerkovitz, line judge Stephen Lusink, side judge Marv Mullaney, back judge Dakin Bedore, and field judge Francis Couture. Officials from all over the country here this week for the Canada Cup.
Yeah, it's really neat. I think Football Canada does a good job trying to bring in officials from across the provinces to get together for this tournament, which really is a celebration of amateur sports, celebration of amateur football. The officials have a chance to work with each other and learn from each other as well, which is really, really nice, just as much as the kids and the coaches do in this tournament. Cheering on Elliot Demain from Ottawa. That's awesome. And then Bing Bong made a comment that I've also heard through the grapevine where Nova Scotia is missing quite a few players as their provincial flag team is playing in Los Angeles. And you're right. I believe the number of players that are missing today, we were told, is 11. That's a massive blow for Team Nova Scotia.
So Team Ontario starting this offensive drive. Takes the snap, hands it off that time. There's room on the right side, makes one cut, and he's going to be close to a first down. It looks like that will move the chains. That is Massimo Ferron-Bird for Team Ontario.
And I want to get back to this comment about Team Nova Scotia missing some players. We had a chance to chat with head coach John Dyer. He made no mention of it. No excuses on his side. He just said, no, we're ready to go. We're going to do our thing. We have 3 returning players. But I did hear that from some of our folks here organizing the tournament, and I see it in the chat right now.
So Riley Chalmers in the gun, 1st and 10 for Ontario. Takes a snap. He'll hand that one off again to Massimo Bird that time, and that time breaks a tackle. Thought he was going to be brought down there. He's going to hit that seam on the left side. and moving the chains once again. Finally pushed out of bounds by number 11, Nolan Young.
Good pursuit by Nolan Young that goes sideline to sideline and make sure that he can save his team from giving up a first offensive or defensive touchdown during this game. So good pursuit on the part of Nolan Young.
So that's going to move Ontario closer to that goal line. 1st and 10, ball on the 12-yard line, so they can get a first down still. This won't be 1st and goal. Riley Chalmers, 6 foot, out of Northern SS in Toronto. Takes that snap. Jet sweep coming across. He's got some room on that right side. Sealed down right away. Gain of about 7 on the play there.
Good efficiency on that jet sweep. I thought the ball was caught, given to the receiver at full speed really quickly. It's a hard play to stop from sideline to sideline when it's ran so efficiently.
Matthew Stam with the jet sweep run there. So 2nd and 3 now, ball on the 5. Team Ontario trying to take a 2-score lead here. Early in the first quarter still. Chalmers takes the snap. Looks like it's going to be play action. He's going to boot off to his right. He's got room if he wants to keep it himself, and he will. And he looks like he's going to not quite get in. Gets pushed out around the 1-yard line, but that's going to be a first down.
Defensive back Sam Cohen out of Charles P. Allen High School in Bedford, Nova Scotia, one of the strong high school in Nova Scotia, gets off his receiver assignment, and he said, I'm going to close the gate, and I'm not letting that quarterback run in for an easy score.
Yeah, so Nova Scotia doing a good job to keep him out there. But it is a first down now, 1st and goal on the 1-yard line. So Team Ontario is going to have 3 chances here if they need it. The quarterback change for this drive here, or for this play, number 15, McAllister Holmes, in under center, and flags down. We'll see what the call is. Likely an offside, but we'll wait for the officials to sort this one out.
Yeah, Team Ontario opting to go with a bit of a short yardage package on 1st and 1, 1st and goal from the 1. An obvious quarterback sneak situation, but it's hard to stop. You know, we get 3 chances from the 1 to go and score. What do you do as defensive coordinator in those situations, Chris? Do you just go all out and try to stop them from quarterback sneaking and saying, if you're going to beat us, you're going to have to do it a different way?
I think so. I mean, you take your chances. You know that most teams are going to try and do that, especially Ontario with that big athletic offensive line. Nova Scotia did keep them out that time, but it was offside, so it's still first down. Takes that snap. He's going to go off the left side that time, and as you mentioned, going in the middle doesn't always work. A great job by McAllister Holmes there to be patient and find that lane on the left side.
Yeah, McAllister seems like an athletic quarterback, right? Instead of just closing his eyes and saying, I'm keeping that A gap. I don't know if the coaching staff gives him the option or if the coaching staff called it on the outside. We may never know the answer to that question, but he does a good job bouncing it and finding a way to score.
McAllister Holmes out of Thousand Island Secondary School in Ottawa with the touchdown.
Chris, I'm enjoying seeing all the different colored helmets, you know, that are bringing some different element to these uniforms. What does that mean for the folks at home?
Yeah, we talked about being a provincial tournament. It's awesome to see how many different cities, towns, areas are representative in each province. Team Ontario, looking at the roster here, people from Hamilton, Ancaster, Toronto, London, Waterdown, lots of different places in Ontario. Same with Nova Scotia.
Yeah, nice variety. You know, Team Ontario, I'm not seeing many replicas or duplicates, I should say, of helmet colors or maybe of high schools. Nova Scotia obviously being a smaller province in population. In Ontario, there'll be a bit more, but still a widespread amount of players from different places. These are players who play against each other in high schools and in summer programs, and maybe get a chance to play again one day together on youth sport teams.
So, Team Ontario leading Team Nova Scotia here, 14-0. Just under 4 minutes left here in the first quarter. Zachary Auburn ready to kick this one away. Gets a booming kickoff. You could hear it from up here. That's going to land deep in the end zone. And they're going to choose to bring that one out. Good coverage on the play. He's got to be careful here. We'll see what they call. It looks like he got out and went back in, but we'll see what the officials say. It's looking like right now they're going to, well, I won't take any guesses.
Poor Nova Scotia, the problem with this is that they're either going to be credited with a safety or they're going to start the drive on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, it's looking like they are going to call this on the 1 yard line. I thought they talked about maybe doing a safety, but Nova Scotia's going to be backed up here to start this drive.
It's a tough one for special teams coordinator Jermaine Gabriel. He's special teams coordinator at St. Mary's Husky. The knee.
So, tough spot here for Nova Scotia. Jesse Allison, and there's a time stopped here. Is that a timeout? The officials now are getting together to discuss something here. Okay, and it looks like things are sorted out there. Officials just making sure they're on the same page. So Jesse Allison takes the, different QB this time, and the Team Ontario D-line is going to stump that right away, but there's a flag thrown late.
Yeah, a difficult place to be on offense, on your own 1 yard line against a physical front seven from Team Ontario. Not a ton of play calls here that are, that are opened up on your play sheet. Tough scenario here for Team Nova Scotia.
It's Leo Mont in at running back for Team Nova Scotia, and it looks like it's going to be on Ontario. So Nova Scotia is going to move up 15 yards, and they'll take that first down however they can get it.
Yeah, they got to be happy with that for sure. They start on their own 1, now they're on the 16, and it's 1st and 10.
As Jesse Allison and his offense breaks the huddle. Allison out of Woodlawn High School in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. He'll take the snap. He'll look to throw this time. Looks to his right. Gets that one away. He's got double coverage, though, and that one's going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, try to find his receiver on a little flat route or a short out on the field side. It's a long throw in Canadian football. Team Nova Scotia will be looking at 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, ball on the 16-yard line. Left hash. Allison will line up. 3 to his right, 1 to his left. Fullback on his right as well. Receive the receiving motion. Now he's going to roll out to his right. He's got a receiver open. He finds him. We'll see. It looks like they're going to call that complete.
We got one official saying complete, one waving their arms. I think it's going to be called incomplete, and we're going to be looking at a punt for Team Nova Scotia.
Yeah, so Noah Skeet went down to try and catch that one, but they're going to call that one incomplete, and Nova Scotia will punt this one away.
Love what we're seeing out of the chat here. People watching from all over the place, mostly obviously Ontario and Nova Scotia. We got some fans from Peggy's Cove. We got some fans in Ottawa, cheering on. What a kick by Zach Aubin. Yeah, yes. I fully agree. That was a boom. And Chris, as you said it, we heard it from up here.
Yeah. We're not super close to the field here at Mosaic.
Not by any means. We're on the 4th level of a stadium that is a sunken bowl, so that's a 6th level difference.
He's got quite the leg on him. As Nova Scotia will set out to punt this one away. Timeout, though, Nova Scotia. Maybe not ready to punt this one away.
More about this stadium. Mosaic Stadium in Regina, Saskatchewan. The newest CFL stadium. Or am I wrong there? Hamilton, perhaps?
I think they were built around the same time.
Yeah. But I think easily can say the nicest CFL stadium. Venue to host 33,000, a sunken bowl. I don't know if you'll get a chance to see from home, the sights of this stadium, but it's really, really neat when you walk in and you have that sunken bowl feeling. It means like the field is 2 full stories below grade. It feels very Coliseum-like. It has a nice kind of roof-line structure on here. It's pretty special to play in this venue.
Yeah, we've had the opportunity to coach here many times, whether that's with the Regina Riot, our women's adult senior football team that we coach, or high school football, and it's a great opportunity for the athletes to play at an elite level stadium, one of, if not the nicest in the country.
I'm glad you mentioned high school football. One of the fun things about this stadium is that it is open to the community here in Regina. It's not one of these stadiums that only has 15 events per day. This stadium is open. You can practice here. You can play soccer here. You can, it's always being used, and that's really nice for the citizens of Regina.
So they're going to take back, and they're just going to give up a safety. Jackson Sparks takes a few yards back, and they'll take the field position here early in the game.
Yeah, I mean, when you play a strong opponent like that, and they've returned 2 punts very well, one for a touchdown, one they got, there's a flag on the play, but it's difficult to say I'm going to punt for my own end zone. I think it's a decent call by head coach John Dyer here to just say, hey, let's give up 2, let's get some field position and try to get back into this game in a different way.
So Team Ontario now leads 16-0. Just under 3 minutes left here in the first quarter of Game 1 at the 2024 Football Canada Cup, as Team Ontario is going to choose to just take the ball on the 35-yard line here to start this drive.
Love to see the gold Citadel helmets. That's Citadel High School at Halifax, Nova Scotia, one of the biggest programs in Nova Scotia. Always a top 3, a contender to win the provincial titles, at least from what I recall in my days in Atlantic Canada.
Riley Chalmers takes that snap. Trouble on the handoff, though. He's got to pick it up, and Nova Scotia's going to hit him right away. Chalmers does a good job just to get a yard or 2 there after that bad exchange.
Yeah, I mean, as a quarterback, anytime you have to handle a bad exchange like that, all you're trying to do is retain possession. If you get a few yards, that's even better.
Number 91, Marcellus Young Casario out of St. Andrews College in Halifax there, making a play for that D-line for Nova Scotia. Second and 8 here for Ontario. Chalmers in the gun. Takes that snap. He's going to look to throw. He's looking to his right. He has a deep pass, but covered on the play, and that's going to be intercepted by Nova Scotia defense. Great job by the safety there.
Team Ontario makes their first mistake today. They've got a route combination issue, maybe a play call issue. Not sure what happened there, but 2 receivers running seam routes, post routes, right in the middle of the field together. Team Nova Scotia sitting there, as free safety playing deep, just waiting for the ball to come down, and they capitalize out of Team Ontario's first mistake.
That is number 24. Peyton Flint with the interception does a nice job going up and getting that one in traffic.
Objectionable conduct being called. Number 9 on Nova Scotia is going to back them up 15 yards, but they will retain possession and have first down here.
Livy, we had the opportunity to do the U16 tournament Western Challenge that just ended yesterday with Team Saskatchewan winning gold once again. And I know we've talked about during the week, or during those games, about how excited we are to see some variety in different provinces here. It's awesome to start with Ontario and Nova Scotia in Game 1.
Yeah, it really is. You see different styles of football completely, right? We saw British Columbia being very double reverse-ish. We saw Team Saskatchewan be very basic. I'm going to run the ball down the middle against you and in play action. So yeah, it's nice to see different coaches, different playing styles, and it keeps it interesting and fun for us.
Leo Mont with the carry there for Nova Scotia. Gets a decent gain on first down. It'll be second and about 4 now for Nova Scotia.
Good positive play for Team Nova Scotia. Anytime you can run the ball for 5+ yards on first down, especially against a big front 7 like Ontario has, you feel pretty good about yourself.
Allison and Mont in the backfield. Take the snap. He'll look to throw. Has pressure up the middle right away. Gets that ball away. That one's going to fall incomplete. A great job by that Ontario D-line.
Thanks for the help, Jennifer. We're pretty high up here at the stadium doing our best to read off the numbers. We got the binoculars out. We're not always going to get it right, but thank you. Number 2, Nova Scotia kicker. That's Chacher Manuel out of Charles P. Allen High School. Our apologies for missing that one earlier.
As Manuel comes out to punt this one away now. Ontario looking like they're maybe going to bring some pressure here. Close to an offside, but Manuel gets that one away, gets a good bounce. Going to be returned at about the 38-yard line, right down the sideline. That is number 3 once again with the return, Matthew Stam.
Here's what I like about Manuel on the punt here. He didn't get off the best punt that we've seen him. I saw him in warm-ups. He was booming the ball. But the punt location is so good, right? Anytime you punt the ball out of bounds or almost out of bounds, you're limiting the other team's ability to get returns. So that's a good result from the Nova Scotia punt team.
So that's where Team Ontario will start this drive. Likely the last drive of the first quarter here. 30 seconds as it's whistled in. Ball on the 49-yard line. Riley Chalmers back in at quarterback to start this drive. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off this time, but pressure right away in the backfield, and nothing going there for Team Ontario on first down.
I love what I'm seeing out of Team Nova Scotia. They're up to the challenge against a physical Ontario team, and they're really limiting, Ontario's ability to do certain things. Ontario was running for about 10 yards a carry, the game started, and now they're down to 6 as I'm looking at the stats here. So Nova Scotia's doing a good job trying to close the gate and saying, hey, I'm going to force you to pass here. They got an interception on the last drive, and they'll look to get more of that on this second and long.
Kenzie Ora with the tackle for Nova Scotia there as it's second and long now for Ontario. Chalmers takes the snap, looks to his left, looks back to his right. Now he's going to scramble and take it himself, try and get that first down, but Nova Scotia defense doing a good job there to limit the scramble, and it's going to force a third down.
Yeah, 3rd and 3 will be the down and distance to start the second quarter. A decision for Team Ontario and their head coach, Rob Underhill. So, after 1 quarter of play, we got 4 first down for Team Ontario against 2 for Nova Scotia. Ontario's been able to run the ball for 50 yards and pass for 10. There's only been 60 yards of offense in that first quarter. So pretty even keel in terms of Nova Scotia's ability to kind of limit some plays. Now, obviously, with that big punt return and a field position battle that has been won by Team Ontario so far. But still a close game as we start the second quarter.
Yeah, still a 2-score game here for Nova Scotia. That quarter seemed a bit longer than some of the ones we were doing for the U16 challenge. We felt during those games that it flew by. There's still 12-minute quarters, but that one was a little bit longer than the others.
No, for sure. That's really well said. Doing those U16 games, you'll hear it in our voices that are starting to get sore and coarse. But yes, we did some games that were just felt like they were so fast.
Yeah.
In terms of the time being elapsed. We couldn't believe getting to halftime already, but this one's been more regular paced.
We're going to have to be asking Fisherman's Friends for a sponsorship by the end of this one, doing 16 games here between now and next Saturday. As Team Ontario will have third down here as they're going to go for this one just over half. Chalmers in the gun. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off this time. Big hole on the left side, and that's going to be on Ontario first down.
Yeah, I think Ontario's going to be happy with that, using their size and strength and the 5 offensive linemen we see on the field here. These are big boys. During warm-ups, we were walking around. Right away, we said, wow, these guys are already young adults physically, and they're using them to impose their will there on third down and just run the ball up the gut.
That is number 22, Matthew Jurcic, in at running back for Ontario, doing a nice job finding that hole and moving the chains. Ball on the 46 right hash near. Chalmers in the gun. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off once again that time, and there's a lane there on the left side. Does a great job finding it. Keeps his feet moving. Drags the defender for a big gain there on first down.
Massimo Ferrone Bird out of Bill Crosser in Woodbridge, Ontario. Looking elusive and shifty, the young running back.
Yeah, Team Ontario showing that they have a few athletes in the backfield there that can do some damage. There'll be a 20-yard gain there on that first down play as we move the chains here. Chalmers takes the snap. He's going to play action at that time. Looks like some pressure, though, right away. I don't know if that was maybe miscommunication there. Looked like the old line maybe was setting up for a screen.
Yeah, and there's some miscommunication between the running back and quarterback as well. They're talking to each other right now. The play action was to the left. The running back went to the right. So some issues there in the huddle for Team Ontario.
So 2nd and 10 now. Ball on the 26. This Nova Scotia defense forced a turnover last time, trying to go for another one here. As Riley Chalmers is in the gun once again. Thrown board. Bird in the backfield. Chalmers takes the snap. He's going to look to throw, looks to his left, looks back to his right. He's going to take that deep shot, but again, throws another dangerous ball there that should have been intercepted on the play.
Yeah, Team of Scotia, could have come down away with that one. It wasn't the greatest of read and throws by Team Ontario. I'm not surprised to see Ontario kind of take a deep shot there because we know they have the kicker leg strength required to hit the field goal. So we did, I think, expect him to throw the ball deep. Nova Scotia almost able to come down with a big turnover.
Yeah, pass intended for number 1, Benjamin Kingston, but great coverage on the play by number 3, Jackson Sparks for Team Nova Scotia, as Team Ontario is going to set up to attempt a field goal here.
Now, Zach Aubin, based on his last kickoff, I expect this ball to land in the crowd.
Yeah, he's got a big leg, and the blown dead there. Some early movement maybe for Ontario.
Well, there is some motion. Team Ontario wingback or swing, number 21. Now he's allowed to move. He's not on line of scrimmage. The procedure on number 66, Danny. We'll call him Danny. Not the best always with pronouncing names of these athletes that we don't know. We're going to make some mistakes. And you guys are welcome. You're allowed to laugh at us on the web stream. That's okay.
Yeah, we ask for the phonetical spelling roster every year, but we don't always get it. So as some subs came on now, maybe a different field goal team for Ontario. So Zach Aubin sets up to kick this one away. Good snap, good hold, ball's down, ball is up. It gets great strength on it, but he misses to the right, goes out of bounds, so that's going to be a rouge for Team Ontario.
It just missed it a little bit. There's a bit of curve on that ball, so it's not exactly what the kicker wanted to have, but you once again heard the boom, the thump of the football. If you can hear that at home, but we for sure get it. We can for sure hear it up here, showing his leg strength. 37-yard field goal that goes 20 yards past the goal line, so ball carried about 57 on that play. Out of bounds for the single.
Yeah, leg strength not an issue at all for Zach Aubin. So Nova Scotia is going to take the ball on the 35. Score now 17-0 for Team Ontario here in the second quarter. Jesse Allison in at quarterback. Takes the snap. They're going to hand this one off this left side and finds a little bit of a seam there and does a good job to get 3 or 4 on that.
Nice simple zone read running play here, and good decision by the quarterback to hand it off. A decent gain on first down. We'll be looking at 2nd and 6.
Henry Stanhope with the carry there for Nova Scotia. Ball on the left hash. Chalmers ready to take this one. He's got 3 to his right, 2 to his left. He'll take the snap. Pressure coming from Ontario, but does a good job to get that away over the middle, but falls incomplete. He had someone on a crosser there.
Yeah, Team of Scotia trying their mesh concept again. It's the second time we see them dial up this play. This time they did have one of the players, getting open on those little pick routes in the middle, but their quarterback just could not connect with them.
So Thatcher Manuel coming out to punt this one away for Nova Scotia. Olivia, you yourself are from New Brunswick. Did you ever play teams from Nova Scotia in high school, or just in college?
So without aging myself too much, when I played football for the first time in grade 11, we did not have a provincial program in New Brunswick. So Team New Brunswick brought their program back in 2012 for Canada Cup. I was fortunate enough to be part of that program, the rejuvenation of it.
As a big return here for Team Ontario. That's number 85, Noah Skeet. That time he's got one man to miss. Nice tackle on the play by the punter, Thatcher Manuel. Sorry, and that's number 85, Gabriel Hamilton on the return.
Manuel with a nice form tackle. He's listed here as a kicker punter, but I bet he could play defensive back as well.
Yeah, great job saving a touchdown there. Hamilton doing a great job catching that ball and finding that field side. We've seen quite a few field returns here so far.
Yeah, I think Team Ontario is trying to use their speed to their advantage. So they're saying, yep, I'm going to try to turn the corner and go all the way to the field. And so far, good success for Team Ontario in the return game.
So Riley Chalmers and his offense here has good field position to start this drive. Ball on the 30-yard line. Chalmers takes it, throws it right away to the left side, finds his receiver. That's number 89, Emmett Charles, and only a gain of maybe 1 or 2 there.
The Nova Scotia defense swarming the receiver screen, doing a great job of reacting to it, defeating blocks, and getting there quickly to secure the tackle. It's a good play by the Nova Scotia defense.
Yeah, number 20, Andrew Hill, out of Charles P. Allen High School in Bedford, Nova Scotia there with a nice play. So 2nd and long now for Ontario.
Again in field goal range, similar last time. You know, they might opt to take a shot here.
Ontario will send 4 to the field side, 1 to the boundary. We'll see if they maybe try and attack that boundary. Nova Scotia has a safety over top there still. Chalmers takes a draw play there for the Ontario offense, but it's snuffed out in the backfield. He's going to have to make some people miss, and he's going to see if he can get that corner, and he does. Makes another cut there, and that's a great job by the running back, Massimo Ferrone-Bird, to get anything on that play.
Massimo making the maximum out of that play, I'll tell you that. He was stopped for loss of 4, and he ended up getting 7. Now Ontario's decision to make on 3rd and 3. Do they go for this, or do they send out their field goal kicker once again?
It looks like the Team Ontario offense is going to stay on as we see a couple subs come on, maybe going to a bit of a heavier package and just try and run for this one. It's going to be 3rd and short.
A couple of Nova Scotia players taking a knee here. Hopefully nothing too serious. There's also, we don't talk about it much, but the heat is real on the turf here at Mosaic Stadium. It is early in the morning on this beautiful Sunday morning, but no doubt the heat's going to take a toll on these players.
Yeah, that's number 11, Nolan Young, currently down on the field. As he's able to walk off now.
We've been greeted by a abundance of, are those seagulls?
There are about 20 seagulls flying around right now.
Now, I've done games here at Mosaic Stadium, and I've played in games here. I don't recall this large group of seagulls are showing up mid-game. This is the first for us.
No. There was the Ryder home game on Thursday night, maybe some remains here. Not on the field, though, so we'll see. The birds were down at field level there on the other side of the field just a few minutes ago. So Team Ontario will go for it here. 3rd and 3, ball on the 23-yard line. Chalmers in the gun, Ferrone-Bird behind him. He'll take the snap. He will hand it off to Bird that time. Has to make some people miss. He does. Makes another nice cut. Uses that stiff arm, and that's going to move the chains.
Good initial gap control by Nova Scotia's defense. It looked like it might be okay, but is it, again, Massimo Ferrone-Bird just doing a great job finding, being patient, using a bit of a jump cut, and finding the first down.
Yeah, Sam Cowan eventually bringing him down, but not before. That's another Team Ontario first down. That will put the ball on the 17-yard line. Chalmers will take the snap. This time he's going to play action, quickly look to his right. Has a receiver deep. He's going to try and hit him there. That's going to fall incomplete. I thought he might try and throw it to the shorter receiver who he had a bit more open.
Yeah, Drake Logan came in across in a motion, a little bit of a zone kick-out type of look, and then he's open in the flats. But this is one of these things we don't know, right? Are they teaching, to read this type of play from deep to short or from short to deep? That's a philosophy type of thing for the defensive coordinators. QB look to take the more difficult throw. Obviously, there's more reward in hitting the deep pass. But on that play, unfortunately, it did not work out for him.
So 2nd and 10 now for Chalmers. 3 to his left, 2 to his right. He'll take it. He'll look to throw. Looking to his left. Has a receiver wide out on the left side. Does a nice job catching that. Good speed. And that's going to be a touchdown for Team Ontario. That is number 85, Gabriel Hamilton.
Yeah, great job by Hamilton, securing the catch first and then using his speed to get into the end zone. It's a good drive by Team Ontario. It was success going forward on 3rd down, and they're rewarded with a touchdown.
His first of the day as Team Ontario will set up for the extra point attempt here. Zachary Aubin ready to kick this one away.
Ready to put this one into the stands.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a big leg for sure. Nice kick there, and that is good. That will make the score 24-0 for Team Ontario over Nova Scotia with 5.5 minutes left here in the first half.
As we're welcoming Greg Guest here up in the booth, we got a visit from a local official who's been part of the game here in Regina for years. We see him on CFL sidelines at times. He's done a lot of women's football games here. He does youth sports, CJFL. We've been blessed, pretty fortunate to have good officials, and this tournament is interesting because we get officials from all over the country.
Yeah, as you mentioned, our good friend Greg. The reason I got into coaching, so I want to thank Greg for that. He gets a shout out as he leaves us now to get ready, as he's reffing in the next game, actually. So,
for those of you at home, we're going to be listening to all 12 tournament games. You'll notice that once in a while we'll get off topic a little bit and trying to have a bit of fun and tell some personal stories. As doing back-to-back games can get long. We're doing 16 games, Chris, in a week and a half period between Mosaic Stadium and Leibel Field in these two tournaments. But it's been fun.
It has been fun. It'll be a long week for everyone here, the volunteers, but completely rewarding as Zach Ottman will kick this one away. Another nice kick landing at about the 2-yard line, and Nova Scotia's going to be in a tough spot here. Nice coverage on the play, brought down right away. Great tackle by number 46, Travis Boland.
Yeah, difficult task for Nova Scotia return unit when the ball gets bombed deep like that, almost in the end zone, and Tim Ontario's coming at full speed at you. It's not an easy task to get some good returns.
No, Zachary Ottman is a weapon for sure with that leg. As Nova Scotia will start this drive now on the 14-yard line. It's tough, when you've had some trouble on offense. It's tough to start that deep.
Yeah, it is. They've only passed the ball a few times. Had a nice first down, 11-yard gain on the sideline. They've tried running a bit more in the last few series. We'll see what they come out with.
Jesse Allison will take that snap, quickly look to his left, wide receiver screen, catches on the play, but brought down right away by the Team Ontario defense. That's number 53, Dylan Tharby, with the tackle. Good
play design by Nova Scotia there on the quick screen. I like the idea, trying to get different players involved in different ways, but Team Ontario uses their speed and are there to limit the gain.
That's number 14, Omayo Thomas with the reception there for Team Nova Scotia. So gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8 now coming up. Allison in the gun once again. He'll take the snap. Running back motions early. Looks to him in the flats. That's complete. Breaks one tackle. He's going to have to make a few people miss there. It's a good job by Nova Scotia running back, breaking the tackle and getting a few extra yards there.
Yeah, I love the fight that we saw on that play, trying to make people miss. Even though he's got 3 defenders around them, he gets a few extra yards, but unfortunately not enough for his team to go for it this deep in their own territory. So on this 3rd and 3, long 3rd and 3, Nova Scotia will safely elect a punt.
Leo Mont with the reception there for Nova Scotia. Thatcher Manuel will come back out to punt this one away once again.
Shout out for Massimo, the X Factor, and number 80, Connell Higgins. Hope you guys are having fun watching at home.
So Team Ontario has had great success in the return game so far. We'll see if Matthew Stam can get another big return here. Gets that one away. It's going to be a low kick. Bounces it around the 47-yard line. Stam catches that one off the bounce this time. He's got room on that sideline again and gets pushed out of bounds. Stam is dangerous back there.
He sure is. I mean, he's the one returning player on offense for Team Ontario, and he's, they're not afraid to use him. They try to give him the ball on little flat routes type of stuff and motions underneath center and quick screens, and they're getting him the ball in the return game, and I think there's a reason for that.
So that is where Ontario will start this drive. Ball in the 37. Beautiful day here in Regina. We've had some storms, lots of rain lately, but it's supposed to be warm all week here.
It does keep the turf nice and green.
That's right. Chalmers in the gun. He'll take the snap. He'll turn. He'll hand it off that time. Brought down in the backfield, though, by Nova Scotia. Great play by number 91, Marcellus Young-Casario.
As well as Nantes Bard coming in the linebacker from St. Andrews College. It's nice to see Nova Scotia get a couple of good positive play here. they're down big early, but they're playing a very good opponent. I think part of the game for them today is to try to stay in as long as they can, get some good, valuable experience. A positive tournament for Nova Scotia doesn't necessarily need to be winning gold. It might mean winning your second game and third game and finishing in a top 4 standing.
So Chalmers and now number 20, Mason McLaughlin in the backfield at running back here. We'll see what Ontario does. McLaughlin will step up to the right. Chalmers will look to throw, looks to think about running. He's going to throw. He's going to throw it to McLaughlin off the right side there out of the backfield. Makes one person miss, cuts all the way back in, and that's going to move the chains for Ontario.
Yeah, just enough to get the first down here inside the 25-yard line with 2:30 to go in this first half. A good play by Team Ontario, good scramble, and good reaction by his teammate.
Yeah, McLaughlin's first touch of the day, I believe, making the most of it. As that brings us to the 3-minute warning.
Let's go Peyton Flint, number 24, Team Nova Scotia.
McLaughlin out of LaSalle Secondary School in Sudbury.
Fun thing for us, Chris, we're mentioning some of these players' names, where they're from. There's a good chance we're going to see these players in the CJFL or in the youth sport and perhaps in professional football later on as well.
Yeah, lots of talent in this tournament. Definitely will play in the next level. As Chalmers will quickly throw to his left. He has Matthew Stamp, cuts back in, cuts all the way back in. He has some linemen he's got to avoid, breaks another tackle. He's going to take that one all the way in for a touchdown.
Just as designed, the field screen come back all the way across. Now that's a sarcastic comment, probably wasn't designed that way, but great job by Stem finding a way to make people miss, using his blockers, and clearly trusting his athleticism to take him to the end zone on that.
Yeah, that's his second score of the day. First one on a punt return, that time a 24-yard reception. His O-line saw him coming across, and I don't know what they were thinking, but they did a good job to stop, let Stam go in front of him, and let him use his athleticism to take that in for a score. Good job by number 60 there, not to get in the way. That's Carson Mickey on the O-line. Extra point attempt is good.
Now as Team Ontario here takes a solid lead in this first half, 31-0 with 2:18 to go, and talking to their coaches about the depth of their team. Are we expecting them to start rotating players in, Chris, this early?
I think I wouldn't be surprised to see it, of course, being amateur rules. Looking at the score here, another Ontario score will result in run time, so that will affect the second half if we get to that scenario, of course. At that point, I wouldn't be surprised to see they got 3 games in a week here for both teams.
Yeah, so these athletes, they only get 2 days off, in which, likely tomorrow they get some sort of rundown-ish practice, nothing too intense, and maybe a little bit more intensity the day after, but they only have 2 days to kind of get ready for the next game, so you want to limit, I guess, the amount of reps you get in the game, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. You want to make sure that you stay healthy on all sides of the ball and manage your health, obviously, in a game that currently is 31-0. You want to be smart as well.
O-lineman Alexander Ray getting a shout out as well, another player from Citadel High in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
And we'll kick this one away. Again, a booming kick caught on the 4-yard line this time. Pressured right away, and the Nova Scotia returner doing his best, but it's hard catching the ball at your 5 and seeing so many people, so many red jerseys in your face right away.
But, these kicks are deep and high. You're looking at a kicker here in Zachary Aubin, who clearly has the leg to probably play the next level, and not easy for the Nova Scotia returner. By the time he feels the ball, there's a number of red jerseys who are already past the first wave of defender and coming full steam towards him. He's doing the best he can what he's got.
So 2 minutes, 12 seconds left here in the first half. Nova Scotia starting on their own 16-yard line here. Jesse Allison still in at QB. Camden Walsh behind him. Allison's going to throw that time, and it's almost intercepted on the play. Nice coverage by Team Ontario. That's number 43 linebacker, Darcy Windsor. Yeah, and Darcy Windsor out of Newmarket, Ontario, he's one of 2 returning players on the defense, one of 3 players coming back from last year's Canada Cup. Nice coverage skill by the linebacker. So 2nd and 10 now coming up for Nova Scotia. Allison in the gun, takes a snap, looks to throw, this time over the middle, behind the receiver, and we'll see here, that's a heck of a catch.
That's a beautiful catch over the middle, fully extended on the ground. Reception number 80 is it Connell Higgins.
Yes.
Out of Dartmouth High School, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, located near Halifax. Bit of rivalry sometimes for these players from Halifax at Dartmouth, different high schools, but today they're all on the same team.
So that will move the chains. 1st and 10, 2 minutes right on the dot here as the time is whistled in. Allison in the gun. He'll take the snap, he'll look to throw a roll out to his right that time. Has time, looking to find a receiver, gets that one away, and that one's going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, decent protection this time of the Nova Scotia O-line, running back front, trying to give some rollout protection. We saw them try that on the first play of the game, and Team Ontario kind of shut it down. There's a bit more time for the quarterback this time.
Number 14, Cassius Peterson with the coverage on the play there for Ontario.
.146 to go in this first half.
Allison in the gun. Running back motions out. He's going to look to roll out right away again. Team Ontario's in his face right away, and that's going to be tipped and intercepted on the play. He's going to take that back for a touchdown. That's number 95, Carter Gooden, with an incredible play.
Yeah, Team Ontario sending a +1 blitz again, cover 0. They're playing sticks coverage. The DBs forcing the quarterback to handle pressure in his face. QB's trying to get the ball around, the raised arms of the defensive player, but it gets tipped, it gets picked, and it's 6 points for Team Ontario.
Tipped on the play by the linebacker. That's number 46, Travis Boland, and Gooden finishing that great play off for the Team Ontario defense.
Nova Scotia not having an answer right now for this 2nd and long defense from Team Ontario. This pressure defense, cover 0 sticks, it's causing them a lot of issues.
So Zachary Aubin will come out to kick the extra point once again.
Now, Chris, in these tournaments, if you're a coordinator on one side of the ball or another, let's talk about the defense, for example. Ontario showing some pressure on 2nd and long with sticks coverage. Are you calling your best plays and trying to get better at them, or are you doing certain things so that it's on film and it gives you a bit of a strategic advantage the next game that you play because your opponent's also watching that film and you do something completely different? What's your philosophy on that?
I think, being a tournament style and being that you have 3 games in such a short time frame, you're not hiding as much as you might in a normal regular season. I think they are going to run what they want to be good at. They're not hiding that. Obviously, we have a ton of high-level coaches coaching the teams of this tournament, many youth sport coaches, elite coaches. So, they know what they're doing, and I think they're not afraid to show something. They might add something, they might tweak something, but, I expect Ontario, if they're going to show +1, they'll run it again next game as well.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment, and only having 2 days of practice, the coaching staff might know, okay, this is what's happening, this is what's best for it, but then your kids don't get that many reps, and they're not necessarily going to be that prepared to beat it. So yeah, maybe there's no need to really hide things all that much.
Zachary Aubin this time kicks that one all the way into the end zone, and Nova Scotia's going to have to take a knee up there and give up the point for the field position.
You know what I like from Team Nova Scotia there is that they learned from maybe what was a mistake earlier in the game to try to bring that ball out to the 1. They clearly had a conversation on the sideline, say, hey, if this happens again, let's just take a knee. And so it's a good job, the coaching staff, good job by the kids responding to what they learned early on, and that's a bit of the theme of this tournament. You got to get better as things progress.
Yeah, at this point, obviously the single point doesn't really matter. Take the field position here. Minute 37 left here in the first half.
You know what? Comment here by Thierry. Pardon me. 38-0 is crazy. It's not. In these situations, you've got provinces that have 10 times the population of another. You're going to expect a team to be stronger than the other. That's totally fine. Nova Scotia still has a chance to do very well in this tournament by winning their 2nd game and 3rd game. They're ranked as high. And I'll let you describe, Chris.
Yeah, it's a heck of a catch there by Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia showing that they're capable of playing very well. And are they likely to win today's game? No, not so much. That's okay. They're gonna work on getting ready for the next game as well, and they can still have a very good tournament. So these scores are expected in these tournaments. The provinces with the most population obviously have a greater advantage.
Yeah, great catch on the play by Omar Thomas out of the Auburn Drive High School in Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia. As Allison is in the gun, he'll take the snap. He'll look to throw this time. He has the receiver out wide on the left. That's caught on the play. Has to make a few people miss that time. And going to be brought down there right away. They'll give him forward progress, though.
Great job in Nova Scotia quarterback Jesse Allison. Has 2 completions in a row, moving the sticks, helping his team get closer to the end zone. Scoring here before the half would be a big thing for Nova Scotia.
Yeah, Mark McLean with the reception there for Nova Scotia. We'll see if they can put some points up here before the end of the first half. Minute 10 as it's whistled in here by our head official, Lori Tursky.
Lori Tursky out of, is it Manitoba?
I believe so. I'll have to get confirmation on that.
I know the Tursky family, especially on the women's side, they've played and been involved in women's football quite a bit.
And we'll hand it off this time, but he's met right away at the line by that Ontario D-line for no gain on the play, if not a loss.
Decision time for Team Nova Scotia, and I think they took no time in figuring out they're going to go for this. It's going to be 3rd and 4 in Ontario's territory. It's their chance to maybe get closer to the board, attempt a field goal, or score a touchdown before the half. So they're going to gamble and go for it.
Yeah, big 6'4", number 97, Garrett Scott with the tackle there for Ontario. As Tursky is blowing this one dead, it's going to be a timeout for Nova Scotia as they want to think about this one a bit more.
Yeah, and with only 45 seconds left on the clock as well, even after their first down, it's going to be just a little bit of a time pressure on this one. So may as well use your timeout, make sure you don't feel too rushed, get the right play in, and if you're lucky enough, fortunate enough to get your first down here, you're feeling pretty good.
So they've had some success throwing this time, Olivia. You think maybe expect Ontario to bring pressure, maybe try and find a spot in that cover 3 zone that we saw in that last play, just get a quick ball away again.
Yeah, I mean, Ontario has some options here. They've got a pretty strong line core, it feels like. So whether they choose to bring pressure or not, they may even have that luxury of not having to blitz and still creating some pressure with their front 4. So yeah, options are out there for Team Ontario. They can see what they'll elect to go with. I mean, this is not a 2nd and long cover 0 stick situation for them, so we're not going to see that. But on this 3rd and 4, yeah, they've got a few options here for sure.
Yeah, as Jesse Allison is in the huddle with his Nova Scotia offense. Leo Mont in the backfield with him. We've seen Leo have some nice runs in the game so far. Allison will motion his receivers. He'll take the snap. He will look to throw. He's going to scramble to his right that time. Has someone in his face. Throws it to the wide side. That's caught. But that's going to be short of the first down. We'll see where they mark him, and it will be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, he is spotted that he stepped out of bounds on the 36-yard line, it looks like. So that shall be a gain of 1. Not enough for the first down. A good gamble. I think it's worth it for Nova Scotia in this situation. You go for it. It's the right decision.
Yeah, number 85, Noah Skeet. There's a nice catch and just steps out of bounds there. You can't see it quite on the replay with the official there, but good call on the play. And that is a turnover on downs.
38 seconds to go. Team Ontario doesn't need to bomb the ball out and try to score here. Do you expect to just keep the ball on the ground?
I think so. I wouldn't be surprised if they just run it here once or twice and get out of here with the big lead. They will hand it off that time. And cut makes one, cut makes another. That's number 22, Matthew Jurcic, in the backfield there. And Team Ontario is just going to run this one out, I think.
Yeah, player out of Ancaster, Ontario now coming in, getting his first touch of the game, I believe. Good run here. And they're going to probably look to do more of the same here to close out this first half.
2nd and 4 now as the time is whistled in. Jurcic still in the backfield there with Riley Chalmers in at quarterback. They're going to let this run down all the way. Chalmers takes it, hands it off to Jurcic that time, and met right away. 10 seconds left here. We'll see if Ontario decides to just take a knee maybe to end the half, or if they'll run one more play here.
Yeah, it looks to be spotted as a 3rd and inches. They might need a measurement here to figure out if we have a first down or not. First down has been indicated by the head official, Lori Tursky. Sorry, is it Lori Tursky?
That's correct. Yep, Lori Tursky.
So yeah, with 10 seconds and the clock ticking, Ontario could elect to just take a knee here or run another play.
Looks like they will set up in the regular offense. Chalmers in the gun. He'll take the snap, he'll turn, he'll just hand it off that time. Runs off the left side, makes one cut, makes another, and nice run on the play. But that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. Team Ontario leading big over Team Nova Scotia here in the first game of the 2024 Football Canada Cup.
You decide what you're going to talk about, right? So if you want to have your eyes on the one you learn that
I know. Although, don't worry about Wednesday because the live will be too small. But the last day.
Just into the street. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna try. You guys probably don't want it in them.
So will that just be when we use that? Like not talk?
Are the officials mic'd up?
No.
Oh.
Here, you can hear.
There's really no.
No.
Yeah. Live would make more sense.
I will in my job. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, no. Yeah, I'll get it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll get it sent in for Saturday.
Yeah, that's what. Thank you.
Especially for those concentrations.
I think the early ones will. Yeah.
Well, Milligan, hopefully it's going to have to go. They're doing a good job of
Yeah, well, the second half, yeah. I'm hoping it's on time. So.
Well, yeah. She thought it was 35.
They might just have waited until after. But
Is it an option or is it on? Like this man, Thursday? Wednesday?
no, they might run time.
You did mention it.
Yeah.
Well, there was an opportunity that. Yeah.
Shane, you were kind of coming later or comes at 2:30. I know, it's what I'm actually saying.
Sugar's bad, but I think that's cool.
It doesn't have to be perfect, you need them out.
It can be an ice cream too. Ice cream, 1/3.
1/3 soybean.
Typically it's until full. We have about 48, 50 minutes. But it's going to be 24 minutes, 31 minutes long when they do that.
Like, he has Madden.
100%. Not good at life.
I was pretty good in Madden. Yeah, but we were on the same team. I just one person.
You just run around.
I was sometimes running back, sometimes receiver. I was a QB sometimes, and then maybe kicker. Oh, and then I was the D-line. Yeah, I got C. Look outside D-line. Tackle. Was the nose? I was most tackle.
Welcome back to the second half of Game 1 here at the 2024 Football Canada Cup. Team Ontario leading Team Nova Scotia here after the first half. Olivier, hopefully looking for a bit of a better second half here in this game.
I'll tell you what, it wasn't all that bad. I think Team Nova Scotia have done some great things. I was looking at the statistics here, and we'll post these statistics into the live chat as well. But both teams passing for 70 yards of offense. Team Nova Scotia actually having more completions and better completion percentage. The difference has been, for me, special teams, where Ontario has really showed their ability both in the return game and the kick game. They've been dominant, and they've also ran the ball very well.
Yeah, we have had some good plays on both sides, as you mentioned. The Team Ontario special teams a huge difference maker in that first half.
Yeah, it really has been. Really has been. And sorry, I'm catching up as well, Chris. We're going to start the half with a compliment from Mike Butler online. Great job, you two game announcers. We are indeed doing the best we can. We don't know all these kids and the coaches. We're trying to get information before games and through emails. It's been fun. We're going to get it wrong once in a while. Feel free to remind us on pronunciations, or if you have stories about these players, we'll try to showcase them online. It's great to see friends and family and teammates that are chiming in, cheering on their favorite players. It makes it fun.
As we are set to kick off the second half here, Zachary Aubin with that big leg booms this one once again. That's going to land on the 5-yard that time, caught by Sam Cowan. He's going to take that off the ground, fumbled on the play, and brought down once again right away in poor field position to start for Nova Scotia.
Yeah, it's been a bit of the story of the day on kickoff for Nova Scotia. It's been tough. Good job of the returner not panicking there. He muffed the return a bit, but he picked it up right away best he could, stayed square, tried to get the yards he could.
So that's where Nova Scotia will start their first drive of the second half.
We are doing our best to have fun, Tristan, thank you.
Jesse Allison still in at quarterback. Henry Stanhope to his right. Allison takes the snap, looks to throw, looks to his left. He's going to choose to scramble that time. He's brought down right away by that Ontario D-line, led by number 57, William McNamara.
It'll end up being a gain of 1, so second and long coming up. Now Ontario has shown a lot of, and I've mentioned this a few times, cover zero pressure type of looks when they're not hiding it. They're putting everybody in line of scrimmage. Let's see if Nova Scotia has an answer for that, or perhaps if Team Ontario even decides to do something else.
2nd and 8 coming up for Nova Scotia.
Zach Campbell and Landon Felix getting some love in the chat. And here's that cover zero pressure look.
Allison will take the snap, has some protection that time, looks to throw, finds a receiver that time, and almost intercepted on the play by number 39, Jack Sino. That's a heck of a coverage play by him.
I love the play call by Team Ontario defense. They showed cover zero, and then at the snap, the linebackers bailed into their zone coverage, got himself in a position to make an interception, didn't come down with it, but still great execution by the defense.
Yeah, nice delay there. Good timing by that Ontario defense, as Nova Scotia is going to have to punt this one away as Thatcher Emanuel comes out here to punt.
No, Chris, earlier in the game, in this situation, Nova Scotia gave up 2 points. Do you think they'll open up the quarter by doing the same thing here?
I think so. Obviously, with the score being the way that it is, take the 2 points, give it to Ontario, and take that field position. But we'll see what they decide to do here.
As we look outside, we see flags wavering very strong, giving a win in the back of Nova Scotia. But those flags, they're really high up in the stadium. Because it's sunken bowl, the wind really doesn't have an effect here into the kick game.
Yeah, well, as a former kicker punter yourself, Olivia, you can kind of see as it gets up over that opening there on the south side of this Mosaic Stadium, maybe you see a little bit more affected there. Not so much on the other end, though.
Yeah, it can, but I mean, once again, the biggest indicator for us kickers and punters, when you look at the uprights, there are usually a few flags that kind of show an indication of where the wind is going. Those flags are not there for decoration. They're there to actually help the quarterbacks, the pass game, the coaches, the kickers. But the flags, they're not moving at all on the field goal post. They are moving way up high on the stadium. But again, the way that the stadium has been designed here at Mosaic Stadium, the wind is almost never a question here.
So 15, Mackie Holmes now in a quarterback for Ontario, gets that ball away. Nice job, breaks the tackle on the left side. They're heading down the sideline, and a big hit out of bounds there as we see an official fall. 89, Emmett Charles with the reception and carry there.
That's a big, what I thought was a late hit. The receiver had stepped out of bounds 3 yards before. I'm surprised not to see a flag there for 15-yarder. But yeah, okay, no flag, so we keep on going. I thought it was a very late hit, but good on Nova Scotia for showing their physicality and not backing down from this fight.
Yeah, and great job by our official there to get right back up as well after taking that hit. So Mackie Holmes in with Massimo Ferron-Bird behind him. A little bit of a delay there. Holmes hands off the draw to Ferron-Bird there, but brought down right away by that Nova Scotia D-line. Doing a great job of the line of scrimmage there, number 49, Omari Gray.
Yeah, not fooled there at all. The Nova Scotia D-line playing discipline, playing gap sound. They were ready for the run, and they swarmed.
So second down and long now to go for Ontario, and Mackie Holmes starting the second half here out of Thousand Islands Secondary School. Holmes will take the snap, look to throw. Looking to the left side, he's going to scramble this time, still trying to find a receiver open. He throws it there. Finally, coverage on the play, though, by number 21 for Nova Scotia. That is Sam Cowan. We've seen him return, doing a nice job on defense there.
Mackie Holmes trying to show off his arm strength, a good throw downfield, but Nova Scotia defense was ready for that.
Yeah, he was patient, trying to find a receiver open, and threw it up there, gave his receivers a chance, but Nova Scotia defense doing a good job forcing a punt here.
And I suppose on second and long, when you don't really have a receiver open, there's nothing wrong with chucking one deep, especially to a guy like Matthew Stam, who's is a veteran in this program, has made great plays today. You're just trying to hope that your receiver can come down and make a play for you.
So Zachary Aubin set to punt this one away now. We've seen his leg strength on field goals and kickoffs. We'll see him punt now. And it's blocked right there. Nova Scotia doing a great job scooping it up as well. Aubin does a good job to prevent a touchdown. That's number 2 there picking that up. That's their punter, Thatcher Manuel.
No, number 9, I believe, came down with it. That's Malachi Coulier-Brooks, a defensive back from Citadel High School. I mean, what a play. And we get to hear it from him here. We hear the thump of the ball leaving the punter's foot and the thump of the ball hitting the hands. It's like a double pop-pop. Really nice play for Nova Scotia, their biggest play today.
Yeah, great job. My apologies there on the name. Great job by Malachi picking that one up. And Nova Scotia is going to have good field position here. Ball on the 41-yard line. Leo Mont in the backfield with Jesse Allison. Allison takes a snap, looks to throw that time, looks to his right, and he's going to be sacked on the play. That's going to be called a fumble. Ontario's going to scoop that up, and that's going to be a big turnover. It's too bad after Nova Scotia makes that great play on specials.
Yeah, I feel bad for Nova Scotia. You know, they just had an incredible play on the punt block, and you feel really good about it, but Ontario kind of said, as Garrett Scott falls down on the ball and says, no, it's first down for us again.
Travis Boland with the sack and forced fumble there for Ontario, making a nice play on defense, and that's where they'll start here for their drive.
Big shift in momentum there. Nova Scotia bench was awakened after that punt block, but Ontario kind of taking control right away.
Matthew Jurcic in now at running back with Mackie Holmes at quarterback. He'll take the snap. He'll get the run. Jurcic has room on the right side that time. Cuts it up that right side, moves his feet, and that's going to move the chains for a first down.
Those Ontario running backs are loving their jump cuts and having great success with them. It's another 10-plus yard carry for Ontario.
That's Malachi Coulier-Brooks with the tackle for Nova Scotia, but that is a first down for Ontario. Place the ball on the 33-yard line. Mackie Holmes in the gun here. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off that time. Two-year just right away. Met right at the line, but going to try and break that tackle. He can't. A great job on defense there by number 49, Omari Gray.
I like that we're seeing Nova Scotia. They're not backing down. They're not letting Ontario get easy yards. They're doing what they can to play disciplined defense and to stick their nose in it, even though the score is 41-0 and this game is a bit out of reach at this point. They're showing great fight, and that's probably a testament to the culture that has been instilled in that program by head coach John Dyer.
Absolutely. A former teammate of yours, you're a former teammate with a couple of coaches in this game.
Yeah, I coached on both sides here, 2 on the Team Nova Scotia and 1 on Team Ontario. It's fun to see the reunion.
Mackie Holmes takes the snap. Looks like a screen pass there. He's trying to set it up, but Nova Scotia doing a good job defending it. Mackie's going to have to run to his right. Gets that one away. Almost intercepted on the play, and that's going to force a 3rd and long.
I'll give credit to Nova Scotia's secondary. Ontario, of course, have ran the ball well. They've had some good success on special teams, but the one place where Ontario has struggled is passing the football. Outside of their quick screens, the Team Nova Scotia defense, they've had their hands on 3 different balls. They've had 1 interception, and they're doing a good job shutting down the deep pass game.
So we'll see here if Ontario wants to attempt a field goal. We've seen the leg strength from Zach Aubin as we see him coming back to the sideline to talk to his coaching staff, and it will be a field goal attempt here.
Yeah, Zach just ran out without his kicking tee, which is, again, when you're playing on different programs, it's your first game, you might not have those logistics fully set up just yet. It's not your everyday high school, and maybe different guys responsible for different things, but here he is lining up for 40 yards away.
Yeah, 40-yard field goal attempt coming up for Zachary Hoffman. He gets that one away. Great leg strength on it, and that time this one's good.
Right down the middle, great kick. I mean, he's been excellent all day as a kicker and really impressed me so far.
Yeah, you've talked about him having the leg strength to play at the second level. I have no doubt that he's going to have some opportunities to use that leg strength. Obviously a tremendous athlete and a great kicker-punter as well.
So, Joanna, you asked a question, why is the camera only showing Ontario players and not Nova Scotia? So we're in a stadium here where teams are, on separate side of the field, and the cameras are positioned on the west end of the stadium. So that's how it's set up in CFL games, the CFL stadium. So the angles are always going to face the Ontario bench. So you're rarely going to be able to get those close shots of Nova Scotia players. So, the crew's going to do the best they can to show both teams, but obviously the team on the far sideline will get much more time on camera.
Stanhope in the backfield takes that carry that time off the left side, keeps his feet moving. Gain of about 3 on that one. Number 57, William McNamara, in on the tackle for that Ontario defense. Two minutes left here in the third quarter as Allison and Stanhope are in the backfield. Allison will motion in. Stanhope leaves the field. He leaves his backside there, catches it, intended for Stanhope, and that one's going to fall incomplete and force a 3rd and long.
As Nova Scotia sets up here to punt the ball, just received a message from an old friend, Coach Teed, out of Moncton, New Brunswick. It's fun for us. It's fun for me being from Atlantic Canada, having worked with football in New Brunswick back in the days. That's 14, 15 years ago now. Being in Regina doing this game and seeing so many people from the football community. You mentioned earlier, you said that, some of my teammates, old teammates, are coaching here on different teams, and it's really nice. I think these Canada Cups are a real celebration of amateur football. We get to come together and see some old friends, and at the end of the day, it's a competition, but it's also a great way to celebrate this sport that we love.
Absolutely. Great to see so many familiar faces here at this tournament as Nova Scotia is set to punt this one away. Thatcher Manuel has the trouble with the snap there, almost gets blocked on the play, does a good job to get that punt away as Ontario's going to pick that up there. No yards, the call on the play. Matthew Stam picking it up off the ground.
Yeah, tough one for the gunner from Team Nova Scotia. The ball bounces and hits him, so obviously it's going to be a no-yard penalty, but good coverage nonetheless by Nova Scotia, limiting a very short return for Team Ontario.
So, Olivier, looking ahead to Game 2, we have Alberta facing off against Team New Brunswick, another team from the Maritimes there. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, and here's what's interesting. Team New Brunswick, I don't have the rankings in front of me, and I hope I don't misspeak here, but they're ranked the highest they've ever been ranked. I think they're ranked 4th, which is wild from a population point of view. It's something to be celebrated in New Brunswick. They're going to be playing a tough Team Alberta, no doubt. It'll be interesting to see where that game goes. I mean, last year's tournament, there were some challenges, right? We saw some underdog teams win some important games, which was big for the standings. But what we also had last year is smoke.
Yeah, unfortunately taking away the opportunity for teams to win a medal last year in Edmonton there because of the fires up north, which is obviously unfortunate as we see number 24 Peyton Flint walk off with the trainers here. Looks like he's going to be okay, but thankfully this year the forecasts look good. We're looking forward to a great week of football, and being from New Brunswick yourself, Olivia, you have to be pretty proud to see the growth that they've had in football at your home province.
Yeah, and I was wrong there. They're not fourth, as we're getting some information from the rest of our crew here. They're actually ranked sixth, but still a very good standing for a province who kind of joined the party late, but now have been getting more and more successful as years go on.
Holmes takes it. He's going to scramble to his right off the play action, complete that time to his receiver, and moving the chains for Ontario. That's number 11, Drake Logan, big 6'3" receiver. We saw him in warm-ups. Looked like an athlete.
And let's get some credit to Nova Scotia as well. They're ranked fifth, so you look at these teams and you go, Nova Scotia fifth, New Brunswick sixth. These are good standings for these teams. You don't always enter the tournament saying, yes, we're going to win gold. Of course, you'd like to, but there's nothing wrong with finishing middle of the pack when you're a province that has much less population than your competitors.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously going against a tough Ontario team here. Mackey, Holmes, and Mason McLaughlin in the backfield once again. Holmes talking to his center, setting up the protection here. And yeah, that's going to be a time count there. Just took a little bit too long on that one.
Yeah, and I like seeing a quarterback kind of take charge of what's going on, communicating with the O-line at the younger level. We don't see a ton of that, so good on Mackey Holmes for doing so. Unfortunately, play clock hit 0.
So that will push Team Ontario back now, 1st and 15. This will be the last play of the third quarter.
Bing bong, it's a good comment, and that's what we're trying to kind of say, right? It's Nova Scotia has roughly 20 high schools playing football, while Ontario might have significantly more, and that's okay. I think Nova Scotia had a good showing today, playing some good football as they...
Holmes completes that pass to McLaughlin on the right side. He's got tons of room there. Receiver doing a great job blocking for him. That DB gets off that block, though, and saves a touchdown there.
Important block shedding from the defensive back, indeed, stopping that from being a touchdown and limiting the big gain. Ontario will start the fourth quarter on the 9-yard line.
Yeah, Jackson Sparks there doing a nice job preventing a touchdown.
Muted my mic there for a second to have a chuckle with my friend Chris Hattisbeck and Kara that's up here helping us spot. And at Mosaic Stadium, it's a facility the Saskatchewan Roughriders use. I don't know the full story, but instead of fourth quarter, it was written Chicken Day on the stadium clock. And from what I remember, what I know from back in the days when I used to work for the Riders, Chicken Day is a competition period that I suppose have lived on where the offense will play the defense and the winner of this competition will receive chicken for lunch. So the Chicken Day period was up on the board and gave me a little bit of a laugh, and perhaps to some of the fans in the stands as well. But here we are. It's not going to be chicken period. It's going to be fourth quarter as we resume play here.
Coming down towards the end of the first of 4 games today, and we're looking forward to announcing all the games here at this tournament, doing our best to keep our voices ready to go. Not our everyday job doing this, but we want to thank Football Canada, Football Sask, who's hosting this tournament, for asking us to do this.
Yeah, and it's been fun so far. This is day 3 for us. We are having a blast, broadcasting and talking to you guys at home. And what makes it fun for us, I would say, also is the interaction that we get with you folks at home. So keep typing in the comments, and makes it enjoyable for all of us.
That is 1st and 10 here to start this drive of the fourth quarter. Mackey Holmes takes that snap, looks to throw to his right, pressure there behind him, gets that one away, and that was going to fall incomplete in the back right corner.
Yeah, just out of the reach, out of number 1. That's Benjamin Kingston, the receiver out of Hamilton, Ontario. Yeah, nice throw on that one. Just couldn't find a receiver in the deep corner of the end zone.
So 2nd and goal now. Ball right on the 9.5 yard line. Mackie Holmes in the gun, takes that snap, has motion coming across that time, hands it off. Play action, good fake there, complete to his receiver. That is for a touchdown for Team Ontario, number 85, Gabriel Hamilton, his 2nd of the day.
Yeah, and Mackie Holmes doing a good job escaping the pocket. He's been elusive back there as a quarterback. Happy to see him find his receiver for the touchdown.
Yeah, he's shown great athleticism, great fake there to McLaughlin that time. As we see Zachary Aubin come out to kick this extra point. Extra point attempt is up and good. Team Ontario leading Nova Scotia here in the 4th quarter. So we had the chance to head down to field level before the games, talk to both coaches. Obviously, the kids are very excited to be here in Regina for this tournament. They got in, I think Nova Scotia got in on Friday night. Not 100% sure when Team Ontario got in, but settling in and getting ready for the game. First day of the games here.
Yeah, and that's, I think it's fun for the kids, right? They get to spend a week and a half away from home to be immersed into football, a little bit of the professional athlete football life when you're with your team in the hotel or the dorms, you're having your team lunch, then you're heading to practice, watching film, then you're hanging out with your teammates. It's a fun experience for these kids.
Another outstanding kick by Zachary Aubin. This time gets it back into the end zone. Nova Scotia's going to have to make some people miss. He does. That's a nice return that time by number 14, Omayo Thomas.
Yeah, Omayo Thomas bringing the ball out. It's a good return from Team Nova Scotia. They'll start on their own 23-yard line after a positive kickoff return play.
Ball will be on the right hash to start this drive.
Chris, I'll rattle off one of my least favorite statistical data from games that in football we continue to keep track of. I'm not sure the importance of this one, but time of possession. Would you be surprised if I said both teams are within 30 seconds of time of possession today?
No, not too surprised, as we've seen Ontario score on some special teams plays, actually have great returns there. As good job by number 28, Leo Mont, there on the screen pass, although there is a flag down in the backfield.
That's another great job by Team Nova Scotia on the pass game, and unfortunately that one we brought back. We'll be looking at 1st and 20.
As we were talking about there, no, I wouldn't be too surprised about time of possession. You know, again, we've mentioned the returns that Ontario has had. They've had great field position to start their drives, so they haven't had as long drives to take clock off. So no, I'm not too surprising.
Yeah, I just feel like in my youth, when I used to watch NFL, it used to be the stats that was popped up all the time, and coaches would talk about we must control time of possession today and those kind of things, but I'm not sure it has that much of a bearing in the game. Now, that's just my personal opinion on the matter.
Well, we know how much you love running the ball, right?
With a good run team, you're absolutely right, Chris.
That's right.
Chris making a joke as our last team we coached on, I was the offensive coordinator, and let's just say we were pass heavy.
Yes, I would say about 90% pass, I would say, maybe. Yeah. As number 43, Darcy Windsor, down currently for Team Ontario, getting looked at by the trainers.
Now I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break. The jet sweep, you know, we called a pass on our offense because it was a little bit of a forward push by the quarterback to avoid potential fumbles. So statistically speaking, we may have ran a bit more than the stats show. That's fair.
I'll give you that one. And hey, I never told you to change it as your head coach.
That's correct.
It was working, so can't argue. As we see Darcy Windsor now walking off with the trainers, looks like he's going to be okay.
It was working well enough that you and I and our team got showcased on TSN earlier this week. It was really neat to see. TSN's new segment, Straight Fire, showed a nice clip of our championship final where we ran a double reverse flea flicker pass for a gain of 40 yards. It was a nice moment for the team, and it was pretty special to be featured on TSN.
It was. TSN doing a great job with that segment, highlighting amateur football in the province, or in the country, sorry. As Nova Scotia steps back to pass the time after the flag. It is intercepted on the play by the Ontario defense. He's going to take that in for a touchdown. That's number 46, Travis Boland. A late flag thrown, though.
As we await the call from the officials, you know, I bring that TSN segment up, Straight Fire, because they are welcoming amateur football clips. So perhaps from this week, you'll have some players or coaches or parents at home deciding to send clips of something you've seen on the field that you think is deserving of a shout out on Straight Fire out of TSN, and maybe you'll hear Kate Burness, you know, mention or show off some of the people you know that you can be proud of in amateur football. I think it's a really neat thing that TSN is doing that.
Yeah, I had a really good discussion with the producer from TSN, Jamie Radel, about this segment and how much he truly believes in it. He said he's been trying to get it off the ground for a couple of years, feels that if young boys and girls send in their plays and appears on our show, maybe they will watch the game and support amateur football as well across the country. He's hoping that this is like their You Got Moss segment that we see in the NFL, and I think they're doing a great job with it.
Yeah, it's an amazing initiative. I think it's awesome, and anytime we get to elevate and empower our athletes, I think at the amateur level, I think it's a good thing.
We saw our good friend Scott Willishin shown on a flag highlight this week as a ref on Straight Fire as well.
Scott Willishin being the head of non-contact and officials development in Canada. Is that the correct title for Football Canada?
I believe so. I believe that is his title. We'll have to catch up with him as he's here at Mosaic Stadium. That interception did not count, so it is still first down for Nova Scotia after the penalty there, and it's going to be intercepted once again, although there is a flag down here. We'll see. It's looking like, incomplete pass, but we might get a PI call here.
Team Nova Scotia going for it. I like that. I think they're doing a good job trying to get something going late in the game here. And Scott Woloshin, let's correct and get it right, he's the manager of officials development for Football Canada. And here this week, he's here in Regina, although he does live in Alberta, I believe, right now. But he's here in Regina with the tournament. He's here helping out the officials. A little bit of the Laurence Pontbriand of Football Canada, Laurence being an athlete for Football Canada who's with the CFL in charge of dealing with the officials and providing support to them as well as evaluation. So nice to have Scott in that role, somebody we know well and has been giving his time to amateur football for years.
So pass interference is the call on the play. That was going to move the chains up for a Nova Scotia first down. So we see Jesse Allison hand that one off to number 28, that is Leo Mont. We've had some nice carries from Leo Mont in this game.
Yeah, it's a nice drive by Team Nova Scotia, aided by a few penalties, but it's good to see them get a bit of momentum. They had a bit of momentum before the half as well. I'd love to see them come away today with a score.
Just under 8 minutes left here in the fourth quarter of Game 1 at the 2024 Canada Cup here in Regina, Saskatchewan. Allison and Mont in the backfield once again. Allison will take that snap. He's going to look to throw that time. Looks over the right to his fullback there. Caught quickly. It's going to be close to a first down. We'll see where they mark it. That's caught by brought down by number 5, Adrian Tassone. That's caught on the play by number 18, Christopher Dauphiny. And we'll see here, the officials are getting together to see if maybe this is an interception on the play. Watching the replay here, it looks close.
It's really nice here at Mosaic Stadium. I know we talked about the stadium a little bit, but we have this Sastel Maxtron, the biggest outdoor screen in Canada, the second biggest in North America, is where you and I get to see the replays. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, as we do see the officials call that a completed catch, but it is going to be third down.
This Maxtron screen here at Mosaic Stadium, it is bigger than an NBA basketball court and 3 rows of seating.
Yeah.
to put things in perspective.
It is not a small screen by any means. We're very lucky to have this facility here in Regina for not only Saskatchewan Rough Rider games, but amateur football as well.
Chris Carter telling us the best commentators in the game right here with the flexing emojis. Chris, I'll take that compliment any day.
Absolutely.
You and I are amateurs in this, but this is amateur football, and we've done many games together over the years. This is fun for us.
Thatcher Manuel gets that punt away, caught by number 3. We've seen Matthew Stam have some great returns, and here's another one there. And good job getting positive yards on that return once again.
Yeah, good punt by Manuel as well. He's limiting the returner to one side of the field, right? They've been trying to return the ball all the way across, but with a punt like that's kind of outside of the numbers towards the sideline, it really limits the ability for Team Ontario to get anything big out of the return. So good job from Team Nova Scotia. Thank you, Father Football. We have great names as well.
Love the names on YouTube.
Bing Bong is out there. So is Father Football. I think these are great names.
Mackie Holmes still in a quarterback for Ontario. He'll take it. He'll hand it off to number 21. That's Massimo Ferron-Bird off the left side. Brought down. Keeps his feet moving and runs over a defender there. Great run by the running back.
Yeah, and I love the aggressive defensive back play. He shot to the backfield trying to make a tackle for a loss. He didn't wrap the running back carrier down, but he's sure showing no quit from the Nova Scotia defense, as we'll see here on the replay. Big hit.
Ferron-Bird, the starting running back for Ontario. He's had a very good game today. They've been using a handful of athletes as well, of course, with the score being the way that it is. It's great to see a ton of different players get in.
Yeah, Ontario showing 5 running backs on the roster. All 5 have been on the field. Some of them playing more of an H-back hybrid type of look, fullback type of look, and then different ball carriers, of course. And they rotated pretty early on. I'm going to make the assumption that they have more than one capable starter at running back, probably a 1A, 1B, 1C type of look for Team Ontario. And again, all running back from different high schools.
A timeout on the field here. This is 2nd and 10 now.
Chris Andrews Fox chiming in. Some of the coolest coaches ever. We've had the pleasure of coaching Chris Fox for a number of years as well. Thank you, Chris, for chiming in today.
Appreciate that. We'll see her later today volunteering at the tournament today with a handful of our Regina Riot athletes, which is awesome to see. Mackie Holmes and Ferron-Bird in the backfield still. Holmes will take the snap. He's going to look to throw, look to his left, and he's going to take a shot over the middle that time. It's going to be intercepted on the play, though, by the Nova Scotia safety. He's got some room there. He's going to have to keep going. That's a great play by number 24, Peyton Flint.
Hang in there in Nova Scotia, says Amanda, and I'll tell you what, Nova Scotia has been hanging in there. I think they've done a great job today. Yeah, the score is not in their favor by any means, but I'm holding my head high if I'm a Nova Scotia coach or player or parent or friend. I think we saw a lot of really good things, and I think they've been actually very good defending the pass. 2 interceptions today, limiting Ontario to nothing really big in the pass game outside of small dink and dunks type of passes. Maybe something Ontario will need to look at, to get better at for next game. But I think Nova Scotia has done some very positive things today. They
have. We've seen some great plays on defense. I believe their 2nd interception of the day. And making the most of it, there was a unnecessary roughness penalty at the end of that play, which is going to move it up. So Nova Scotia is going to have good field position here. Just under 4 minutes left here in the game. Jesse Allison and Henry Stanhope in the backfield for Nova Scotia. Sorry, number 10 now in a quarterback for Nova Scotia. He hands it off to Stanhope, but brought down in the backfield right away by the Ontario defensive lineman. That's number 97, Garrett Scott. Garrett Scott getting to the backfield very quickly there, showing his quickness. Good technique, ability, footwork to get back there and make the tackle. It's a big play for Ontario. Nico Embry now in a quarterback for Nova Scotia from the Citadel High School in Nova Scotia, or Halifax. We've mentioned that school a few times today. So Embry will take the snap. He is going to look to pass. Deep drop. Looks for that screen pass. He's going to be hit right away at the line of scrimmage. They read that one right away. Yeah, and I think Nova Scotia got caught on a holding penalty as well. Likely will be declined. We're looking at 3rd and
extra long in a punting situation, unless Nova Scotia says, look, with less than 3 minutes to go in this game, we're just going to take a shot. But I think we're going to look at a punt unit coming on here for Coach Dyer and the Nova Scotia squad.
Dylan Tharby with the coverage on that play, doing a nice job at his linebacker position. As we've hit the 3-minute warning here in this game.
You're on the side.
Thatcher Manuel set to punt this one away once again.
He's had a good day punting. Thought he was very good with his punt placements, putting the ball almost out of bounds on every punt. See what he goes for here.
High snap on the play, and it's going to go over Manuel's head there. Does a good job to get it on the bounce and gets that one away. That is going to be a great job by him there. Tough spot. It's caught, though, on the bounce by Matthew Stam, who's a dangerous returner. Outstanding work by Thatcher Manuel to just get that one away.
Yeah, Manuel with the athletic play, recovering that ball quickly, turning around, not taking any chances, saying, hey, I don't want a loss of 20 for my team here, a loss of 30. I'm going to punt that ball, do the best I can with it, and that's a good play, good heads-up play by the punter.
So Ontario will start here. 2 minutes on the clock running. Mackie Holmes still in at quarterback. Takes a snap, turns, hands it off on the right side. That's number 22, Matthew Jurcic, in at running back. Tackle by number 7, Nantis Beard. Bard, with the tackle there.
Questions here, where's the tournament being held? It is in Regina, Saskatchewan. We're at Mosaic Stadium. On Wednesday, we will be at Leibel Field, which is the Regina Minor Football Facility. Another great facility, but obviously not the same as a professional stadium, so it'll look very different on the broadcast. But 2 very nice venues for the tournament.
Holmes takes the snap, hands it off to Jurcic, trying to find a hole on the right side. Nice job keeping his feet moving. And good job by that Ontario O-line as well today.
Yeah, and that O-line, you know, we noticed them in the warm-ups when you and I were walking on field level. It is not a small unit.
No, not only not small, but also very athletic. Saw them warming up, doing a great job pre-game, and they've had a great game running the ball. Zach Campbell in on the tackle there for Nova Scotia.
As Ontario prepares to take knees here to close out this game, good showing with both teams. Obviously, Tim Ontario getting the best out of Nova Scotia. Excellent on special teams. Ran the ball very well today. Nova Scotia did some good things in the pass game and in stopping the pass as well. And my mistake, this is not a knee taken by Team Ontario at all.
Yeah, some confusion there in the backfield. And Mackie Holmes is going to take that off the broken play and go in for the long touchdown run.
I don't love the excessive celebration in the end zone and the long run when there's 18 seconds left in the game and a knee could have been taken, but that is not our decision up here, is it, Chris?
No, it's not. Very athletic play for Mackie Holmes as we see him do a backflip in the end zone after that long touchdown run, but this will bring us towards the end of the game. Extra point attempt coming up. Yeah,
with 0 on the clock here. I expected Ontario to take a knee, to take 2 knees and call it a game, but they just elected to run a play. But this will be the end of the game here with 0s on the clock.
Zachary Aubin set to make this extra point. Hold down, kick is up, and kick is good. Wait for the official call from our head official, Lori Tursky. And that will bring us to the end of Game 1 here at the 2024 Football Canada Cup. Team Ontario coming away with a big win over Nova Scotia as we wait for Game 2 here in about an hour's time. Team New Brunswick facing off against Team Alberta.
What it's like box about 10 to 15 Oh, yeah. Sounds good. Game director.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join us in congratulating both teams on an outstanding performance and a great game. At this time, if we could draw your attention to midfield, we will commence with the presentations for the most valuable offensive and defensive player awards for both teams, as chosen by the U18 Football Canada Cup Selection Committee. The winner of the most valuable defensive player of the game award for Team Nova Scotia, number 21, Sam Cowan. The winner of the most valuable offensive player of the game award for Team Nova Scotia, number 14, Olio Thomas. And now the winner of the most valuable defensive player of the game for Team Ontario, number 46, Travis Boland.
We'll meet you in the hall.
And the winner of the most valuable offensive player of the game award for Team Ontario, number 21, Massimo Ron Meyer. Let's give it one more time. Both teams are ready. Thank you all for your attendance, ladies and gentlemen. And just a reminder that coming up next is the second game of the day between New Brunswick and Alberta. Thank you all so much for your attendance.
After the rain.